So, do you understand how to listen to your body as it's talking to you? Our next guest is going to share with us how to do this.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Hey, Giant Builders! Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Today's desk is Christianne Zurowski. Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, I am a body intelligence coach and speaker. So I work with one-on-one clients and I go into organizations and give workshops or different sorts of talks on the topic of body intelligence. How long an answer do you want?
Oh, give me more. I'm not sure what body intelligence is, so give me more.
Right. So body intelligence is, I like to say, moving beyond IQ and EQ to BQ. So IQ lives in our mind, and we're very good at that in our society. We like to think things through and be logical. And then, the 90s came around. We're like, oh, shoot, there's a heart in there somewhere. Let's figure out EQ. And really, the missing piece is, for me, BQ. So everything from the neck down, your body, all the messages that we're getting all the time, our body talking to us, and then externally talking for us, right? The way we're received. Our embodiment is doing so much that is unconscious. So BQ is, to me, the missing piece that really helps us create that change that we're trying to get to. If we spend too much time thinking and learning and taking the courses and reading the books, and we're like, why do I keep doing the same thing over and over again? I did all the learning. It's because your body patterns haven't caught up. So you can like go to the races with your brain. And guess what? You've got decades of your body, your nervous system responding and reacting the same way. So unless you upgrade this piece, then you've got this tug of war between the two, and things don't quite feel right. And sometimes we don't really come across as believable because our thoughts and our heart aren't in alignment with what our body's doing, and we're not even aware of it. So it's about awareness building. It's about looking in and really noticing the nuance and the subtlety of what our body is saying. And, the difference between a tingle and a jolt and the jaw versus the eye twitch. And it's all the language that our bodies does. And then in addition, I like to say there's four threads. So there's the internal one looking in, then there's the looking out, how our body is moving. Proprioception is the fancy word for that, moving through space and how it's sitting and entering a room and talking, right? And then there's the relational piece. That's super important because our body's talking for us. So how are you responding to my embodiment, Lois? And how am I responding to yours? And how do we set each other off? And how do we complement each other? And how do we work best together? So that relational piece and how we are in community is so important, and understanding how we're showing up and making changes when necessary. And then that fourth thread is the change making. So that's the action piece, which I love. Sometimes when at first glance sound, body intelligence is really about intuition and listening in, but it's also the action piece. How can you use what you've learned about your body and change your shape to change your state? How can you have a new practice that lets you show up differently so that you get to be more in control than you thought you did, and not like, oh, I've always been like that. My mom was like that. My grandma was like we can break those patterns if we choose to. So I call them the four threads. They're interwoven and they're not in order. I don't really like A plus B equals C. It's all one big tapestry of us. And I also don't like people to think that I'm trying to replace IQ and EQ because the three work together as a super powerful trifecta of our mind, our heart, and our body. And then we're congruent and aligned and whole.
All right, so how do I listen to my body?
Ah, okay. That's a big, big question. We're starting there, huh? Um,
That's the first
can
question that came up.
how do you listen to your body? Well, maybe can I ask you some questions?
Okay,
Are you someone that listens to your body?
I don't know because I'm not sure what I'm listening to.
Oh,
Like
good, good.
I
I
don't,
love it.
I don't know.
So now, sometimes people are good at that gut instinct,
Okay.
and sometimes they listen to it, and sometimes they override it with their brain. Oh, I know I should do this, but wait a minute, I should really be doing that. So there is that. We're all born with this. It's, biologically hunter-gatherers. They had to know which way the storm was coming and where the animals are. Like, we've got it. We just turned off the switch.
Yeah.
So are you one of the people that gets a little bit of a like a warning or a gut instinct? You can say
Sometimes.
no
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And if I were to pry a little bit more, can you tell me what that felt like? Can you remember a time when you kind of got that warning signal? I go, oh, whether it was, yes, this is great, or this is danger, or
Let's see here. How about like a time when I had a feeling that I needed to stop and help somebody?
great. And
Okay.
tell me about that feeling. What happened in your
Okay.
body?
Okay. So I was driving by. This was real early winter time. I was
Mhm.
driving past somebody and I saw this gentleman was carrying a lot of packages and I thought, oh, as I'm going this way, I go, oh, he's cold. He has a lot of stuff. And then I'm like,
Mhm.
you need to turn around and do something. Like,
Mhm.
and then I'm like, yeah, but it's a man and he's really big. And, so like,
Mhm.
no, I'm going to go back. And so I go back and I give him a ride. I mean, he was only going like another 4 blocks. So it wasn't like a long time, but,
Right.
I just had this feeling that he didn't look like he was dangerous and he
Mhm.
needed help.
Yeah, I love that example. So in that I hear a few things happening.
Okay.
Your internal knowing is like, this guy needs help. And then the brain kicks in. Ooh, I probably shouldn't. He's a man. This could be dangerous. And
Yeah.
that's valid for women, right?
Yeah.
So now you got this tug of war, your brain versus your body. And in this case, your inner knowing one, you said, no, this is what I feel is right. So if I were to push a little harder, it might be hard to remember, so it's okay if you
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
What does that feel like when you're like inner knowing? Like, do you notice something in your breathing or in your abdomen or in your, if you could name
I think I felt a kind of like a happiness, like that I would really be helping somebody.
it? So could I add, so happiness is an emotion and a thought. We have a really
Okay.
hard time dropping into our body.
Okay.
So
Okay.
is that happiness? Does it feel like sometimes people say a lightness or a warmth or
Let's say a
sometimes there's a,
lightness.
yeah. And
Hmm.
would you feel that in your chest or more in your abdomen, your stomach? If I were to push
I
that
think more in
question.
my stomach.
Okay. And could I say, I'm going to move my camera a little bit.
Okay.
Would you say it's more in this part of your stomach or this part of your stomach? If I had to.
Um, Probably the upper part.
Okay. So this upper part is, I mean, there's so much going on. There's neuroscience, there's physiology, and then if you like chakras, you can, that all matches. So this one here is your autonomy. This
Okay.
spot here. And if you talk to people, oftentimes when your boundary is pushed, this is the spot where you feel, ugh. So the fact that you felt lightness in this spot is like, ooh, I like this is your place where you can feel deeply what's right and wrong in an alignment.
Okay.
So the fact that you felt lightness here, like this feels pretty right, tracks for most people that I've had experiences with.
Okay.
So now that I'm bringing you to that awareness, can you remember anything else that happened around? Or can you remember another time that was like that?
I remember pulling up and stopping and feeling a little bit of tension. Like,
Yeah,
okay, is he, again, going back to that, is he going to be safe?
right,
But he
right.
was a
And that's
very,
super
very
valid,
nice gentleman.
right?
Yeah.
So there's the push-pull of our brain, what it
Yeah.
thinks, and then what our body knows. So your inner knowing said, this guy looks pretty safe and I should help. Now, the caveat to that is sometimes we train it wrong.
Okay.
So the danger in just listening to that, yeah, this could seem safe, but you've trained it wrong. You might be listening the wrong way. So I get lots of people say, that's BS. I'm not going to listen to that. But let's say you grew up in a life where there was lots of danger and there
Okay.
was lots of fight or flight happening, then you might mix excitement and happiness with actual danger. And it all becomes a big muddled mess. And you just think it's all here. So it's hard to parse out, is that real danger? Is that me being scared of, like a limiting belief? Is that
Mhm.
so? I guess I told you this big question.
Okay.
The developing body intelligence, and it's learning to know the nuance difference.
Okay.
So that's one little example of where that shows up. And it was a big little example. I can tell you many, many more, but pause there and see if you've got any questions or noticings coming up for you.
Is it a point of training your body or just knowing how your body is talking?
It's training your attention so
Okay.
that you can listen to your body, right? Would you like another example to make it more clear?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? Let's just notice our body for a minute. So,
Okay.
if I were to ask you and the listeners out there, please join us because it's more fun if people get to participate. Sometimes we just don't even pay attention to what our body feels like. So, if I said, can you feel your face right now? What might you say?
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you feel on your face?
A little bit of tension.
Okay. Which parts?
Kind of like right through here.
Okay. So you're aware that there's tension in the eyebrow area for those of you listening without looking,
Yeah.
right? And does it go all the way into the temples or is it more forehead for you?
Yeah, it's more forehead, kind of like going from my eyebrows up.
Okay, so you notice that you've got tension, and that's like more of an internal sensation than an external, right? Like in your head, there's tension.
Okay.
Now, if you were to keep going, what about like your behind your eyes? Is there anything happening there?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are they squinty or are they pretty open right now?
I'm always a little squinty, but I don't
I'm
have
gonna
any
come
big
back.
eyes.
Remind me to come back to squinty and I'll share a cool
Okay.
little tidbit there. How about in your cheeks? Are they, some, especially women, we're frozen in smile state,
Yeah. They're
right? We're
getting
like,
a little
oh,
tired.
right, right. Like I've been smiling
Yeah.
so long, I'm on camera doing a podcast. I have to look nice and approachable and agreeable because that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So what happens if you just don't? Yeah,
I
your
can't.
body doesn't. Yeah, your face doesn't even want to not let you smile. Interesting, huh?
Okay, no, I can't. I have to smile.
Right? So what about your jaw? Do you feel any tension in your jaw?
A little bit down in here under my
Okay,
chin.
okay. So what we just did is raise a little bit of awareness of what your face is normally like. You were in a frozen smile, perpetual, constant smile, right? And I bet lots of your listeners, especially women, can relate to this because we're taught to be good girls and smile. Be
Mhm.
agreeable, be nice, right? Otherwise, people think you're a BIT. So there's this conditioning. Now, do you want to keep playing? You don't
Yeah.
have to if you don't want to, right?
Yeah.
This is all choice. So people on the other side of the screen with us. And if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. So see if you can drop out of the smile and see how your body responds. Does it like it? Does it resist? Just, yeah, it's nice with the eyes closed. If you like to visualize, imagine there's weights on your jaw holding it down. You might even open your mouth just a touch to unlock the jaw. Just feel that weight. Take the pressure off the cheeks and feel as the skin relaxes on our cheeks and feel how that changes your forehead. So you just relax the jaw and take a deep breath in through your nose and a slow exhale through your open mouth. And another one in through your nose. And feel your shoulders drop as you exhale. One more in through your nose. See if you can feel your forehead relax. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. What'd you notice?
So yeah, I feel a lot of relaxation under my chin and my cheeks. My forehead still feels a little bit stressed, but it doesn't feel stressed at the top. So just more at
Okay.
my eyebrows.
Okay. So in about 3 breaths, you were able to shift all this tension to only this amount of tension.
Yeah.
And this was able to drop and relax. And what about like your state? Did you come in here this morning feeling stressed or nervous, or were you carrying something from the morning, or were you pretty calm?
I felt a little bit of stress because my calendar is really full today,
Mm.
but yeah, that helped me feel more relaxed
Mhm.
in that.
Right. So part of body intelligence is learning to feel your body and be present in the moment. So we typically go through life on autopilot, I like to say. And you shared with us that your autopilot is a smile,
Yeah.
right? We're going through
Right.
life, but I'm also very smiley.
Mhm.
So it takes effort to not smile. It's in my nature to be smiley, and I don't want to change that. I enjoy smiling, it makes me feel good. But
Yeah.
it's important to be able to feel the contrast and
Okay.
relax out of it. So you give yourself an experience of what it's like to have a relaxed face. And then that shifted some of the tension. And we only did your face, there's an entire body below you. So if we kept going, we can keep going if you want, but I think you might have other questions. What is coming up for you as I talk about that?
So is this something like where you would like do, say, like just for the other thought in my mind, is this like an exercise you should
Yeah.
do on a regular
Yes.
basis?
Yes, everything that I like to share with body intelligence is an exercise.
Okay.
So it's a practice. It's a practice turning the switch back on that you notice your body because we've turned it off, right? It's like leaving the room and never going back, and the lights off, and now all of our attention is somewhere else. But we still have that room accessible and a light switch if we just choose to put our attention there. So, really foundational work is doing a body scan. Have you ever heard of a body scan meditation?
I have not.
Yeah, so that's somatic embodied work, and you can go online and find just Google body scan meditation. You'll get on YouTube. I love Insight Timer, it's a free app, and it'll take you through paying attention to your body. If people do yoga at the end in Shavasana, they're like, okay, relax your arms, relax your feet. So it's somebody guiding you to notice your body parts. And
Mhm.
that's a really beautiful practice to start to raise awareness of what your body feels like. So that's what I call foundational body intelligence work. Because if you don't feel your body, you can't learn from it.
Hmm.
And what we did was a little bit external. So if you it's really deep work. So there is so many levels and you can go as deep as you want. It can just start with noticing I have tension here. Oh, my shoulders are tense. And one practice that I share with everybody is a 1 minute embodiment check. So that means multiple times throughout the day, pause and go, huh, how's my body right now? And kind of do a scan, like head to toe. So if this was a practice of yours, you might be like, oh, my face is a bit tense. My shoulders are a bit tense. You know, maybe my abdomen's okay if I can keep going down. Oh, my fists are in balls. Interesting. I'm not talking about you specifically. Interesting. Oh, and my right leg is kind of twitchy and sore. That's interesting. And my feet, oh, I didn't even notice that I have a cramp in my left toe. So like head to toe, and then just take a breath. So if you'd like to practice, I can show you how to do it in 1 minute. And what I like to say is if you put a phone alarm in your phone every hour, you do it as you shift between clients or between meetings or between your day, program it in, and you can do this multiple times and you're bringing your awareness to your body and your present self frequently so that it becomes a practice. And from there, you get to build more skills. Does that make sense?
All right, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so everybody who's on the other side of the screen, join us because it's a super good practice. I'll do just the practice first and then I'll explain some juicy details after.
Okay.
So let's pretend we've been at the computer for a long time. I call this the Quasimodo pose, if you know who Quasimodo is. So I'm going to invite you to play with me. Make your fingers tense. Pretend that you've been clicking over here. Your eyes are squinting at the screen, right? Our shoulders are like up to our ears, and we're like, oh, I got to get this thing done. So I like to be silly. It's more fun, but the squint is important. So we're going to hold the silly weird for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3 really fast seconds, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're just going to do the opposite and uncurl. Sit back, drop your arms at your sides, let them hang low, not on an armrest. Take a breath. You're like, whoa, I was really scrunched up. And breathe for 1 minute. So just notice what's happening as you did the uncurl. Maybe you can share with us, Lois, what you're experiencing.
So my hands are feeling much more relaxed. My shoulders feel better.
Right.
My back feels more, well, it feels more straight, so
Right.
it feels stronger.
Yeah. Okay. So all you did was go from a position that we all tend to inhabit frequently in this world of ours to I like to say it's opposite. We're uncurling it,
Hmm.
right? And it's something as simple as that is an embodied practice to uncurl the tension. Now, I'm going to add some juicy details.
Okay.
While you're at your side, I'm going to invite you to spin your thumbs out. So I'll stand to show you. So most of us are ergonomic, like our arms hang like this, thumbs down. Spin your thumbs so they're like this and hanging beside you in the chair.
Okay.
And notice the difference. Play with both. First the thumbs forward, and then spin them open as you sit there and see what you notice. Did anything shift?
But I have more muscles with my thumbs out being used.
Okay. Okay. And where do you notice the muscles being used? Which part of your body?
Like, especially right in this area.
Okay. So you're maybe getting a little bit of a stretch there,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And do you notice anything else shift when you spin your thumbs out? If your back is straight and your thumbs are out versus in, it's a very slight
Shoulders
shift.
go back.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a cool little body trick. Your skeletal frame, your shoulders rotate open
Yeah.
when you spin your thumbs. So if we're trying to undo the stressful pose, when we're hunched, we're stressed. And by simply spinning your thumbs, you uncurl this without having to think about it. So what I love about the practices I like to share with people is they're not thinking. The whole point of body intelligence is to stop thinking and start feeling.
Hmm.
Right? So imagine if 5, 10 times throughout your day, you were just walking around, you're grocery shopping, you're holding everything. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I got to do the thumb spin. Put your bag down, put the cart down for a second, and it's like your alarm went, and you stand tall and you breathe. You can do it while you're in line at the grocery store, at the computer desk, maybe not while you're driving, but while you're at a stop light. Right? It can happen anywhere. And that subtle shift gives your skeletal frame a chance to open without having to go through a checklist in your brain. Make sense?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's more juicy stuff. So we went from this to
Yeah.
this. And by changing your shape, you change your state. It's a nice little reminder
Yeah.
message. I changed the shape of my body and I changed the state that I'm feeling. I went from super laser focused and probably stressed as my shoulders are here to I'm present in my body. Oh, yeah, I forgot I have one. So the last juicy detail I'll add is the eyes. And you said you squint often.
Yeah.
So something fascinating is that when our eyes are squinted, we are mimicking fight or flight.
Oh.
Think about an animal that's about to pounce on its prey.
Yeah.
It zooms in its eye. And when we are in fight or flight mode, we are not relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
right? If
Yeah.
you like the fancy words, it's called sympathetic nervous system. Calm is parasympathetic nervous system, but I prefer just regular old calm versus not,
Okay.
right? So when we're squinty, we're mimicking fight or flight. And we live in a world that we squint at screens all day long.
Yeah,
We
that's
squint at the computer, we
right.
squint at our phone, we squint as we're reading. Where did I put my readers? Right? And every time we hold the squint, our body gets the stress hormone called cortisol. It gets hits.
Hmm.
So imagine if you're at the computer for 4 hours, how many cortisol hits you're getting.
Yeah.
And your body gets tricked into being in the very unrelaxed fight or flight mode just because of the nature of how you're holding your eyes.
Hmm.
So it's a really simple way to change your shape, to change your state. So the additional detail when you're doing that quick 1 minute, now I'm going to invite you to pay attention this time. So play with
Okay.
me again if you're there. Everybody Quasimodo. That's what I like
Okay.
to call it because it's fun to be silly. My fingers are claws. All this energy is here. My eyes are squinty. Hold it for just 10 seconds. And obviously longer is you're really going to feel the effects. 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now uncurl and relax the eyes. Send your thumbs out. Look over your computer if that's where you are. Look as far in the distance as you can. And if you have a wall in front of you, pretend you can see through the wall. You have an ocean in front of you. Use your imagination. You just want a soft, unfocused gaze. So for 1 minute, I want you to breathe with your spine straight, your arms down, your thumbs out in a soft gaze. You can make it a big belly breath, or you can make it a normal, quiet breath. But if you hold that for 1 minute, you interrupt the stress pattern. You've stopped the cortisol hit. You've uncurled the stress from your body's shape. You've opened your shoulders so you can breathe more freely. You've straightened your spine so your breath and your skeletal frame are in alignment, right? If we talk in spiritual and mental terms, and alignment is what we want, but your body needs to be in alignment to match. So one more big breath here. I like a big breath. What did you notice as you included your eyes in that practice?
Even more relaxation above my eyebrows.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you started by saying I'm always squinty-eyed, so this was a good full circle moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So that tiny shift, uncurling, thumbs out, soft gaze, soften your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then while you're there, since you have noticed that you tend to be in a smile, relax your face.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold the smile there. Just be in your body and feel what it's like to not try to push through or hold anything together. And just breathe and be and offer your body the gift of a minute of presence, relaxed, no cortisol hit. And you're ready, I'd love for you to share what you're experiencing.
Yeah, so I feel very much more relaxed. I mean, I don't feel the stress and the tension, and I don't feel like overwhelmed thinking about the rest of my appointments for the day.
Right?
Yeah.
And how easy was that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it took me a while to explain all the juicy bits, but which I could have skipped over. You'd still feel amazing if you just did one
Yeah,
minute of
it
that,
helps understand what's going on too. So
right? It's
yeah,
fun for a podcast.
yeah, that was great.
Right? So that's a mini little example of body intelligence. You're honing, you're using the body as a tool. You're not just using it as like a taxi, a brain taxi, as I like to say. Our body's transported on the top. It just takes my brain around wherever I go. And right, you're actually using your body as a tool to help your nervous system come to calm so you can be your best self. You can turn on that focus, that creativity, that connection, that empathy. Everything happens better when your nervous system is, copacetic, balanced, calm. So my invitation to people is do that as many times as you can throughout the day as a practice. Set your phone alarm, commit to after every email, if you have long emails, after every appointment, whatever your natural rhythms are in the day. After every time you take a sip of coffee, do it again, then that would be very calm.
Well, that's
So
great.
yeah, so that's one little piece. There are many, many, many others. I'll let you ask another question that's come up for you.
Okay, so as far as like working with you,
Hmm.
what's like a first meeting and what would be the process?
Oh, great question. So I always offer a complimentary 30-minute jumpstart, I call it. let's jumpstart how you're feeling, right? And in that, you'd get 30-minute actual coaching session. And you show up, whatever it is you want to change, whatever you want to be or feel different, I always ask. So my favorite part about embodiment coaching is that it's less about the story and the talking, right? That's so cognitive. We want to tell the story and like, oh man, my ex did this to me or whatever, my in-laws or my boss when we're complaining, and we get wrapped up in the story and it makes us tense. In my style of coaching, the story matters this much. And what I listen for is the pattern. Oh, every time somebody says something like this is how you react. Should we interrupt that pattern? What can we do with your body to interrupt the reactionary pattern so you get to choose to show up differently? So in 20, 30 minutes, I'll pick out a pattern with my client on the other side of the screen. And at the end, you can ask some questions. And if you loved it, then we get to work together. And if you hated it, then really lovely knowing you. Right? It can be scary. If you've never tapped into your body, it can be scary. And trauma is like, I'm a trauma-informed practitioner. I get lots of clients that are working through complex trauma, but I'm not really your first responder, right? You need to get to a place where you're ready to make some changes and you're not in the really scary state before. Well, I mean, I could guide you to get there, but typically people do maybe a counselor session, some counseling before they ever come to me, and we work really well in tandem. My answers are so long, sorry.
No, no, they're very informative and that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 30 minutes, you get to taste it, you get to ask your questions. And then after that, I work with people in either 3 or 6 month packages because you don't really get much done in one session.
Yeah.
It's about me noticing the patterns that you're having that you would never see, and then mirroring them back. And you're like, yes, this one works for me, where I'll keep it. Ooh, this one's not working well for me. Let's fix this one. And then you have to go home, do the homework, do the practice, come back, and we layer onto it. So after 3 months, you have a really good basis for, whoa, this changed my world. So there's always stress and anxiety components of regulating your nervous system like we did today. And then other sorts of things are like, maybe you're up for a new job, and you want to tap into your confidence because you're really nervous and you have imposter syndrome. So we could do some poses that help you tap into what it feels like to have confidence, so that when you walk into that room, your body matches your brain. Like, I know all the answers, I practice, I rehearse, but why do I like all of a sudden I start shaking, my palms are sweaty and I don't know how to, right? So how do you match the body to what the brain knows? So it's just so, I love it so much. Yeah. And my hope is to help people be more conscious if there was a larger arc to it. Because a stat that I really love, our brain processes 40 to 50 bits of information every single second. Cool. It's a supercomputer. No wonder we idolize it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much our body processes? Same second. Random number. You're going to be wrong, so don't worry about it.
Okay, 60.
11 million.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I would never guess that, Mike.
Right? Nobody ever guesses it. It's like not even close. 40 to 50, 11 million. So like there's so much uncharted territory. There's so much to listen to. And some of it's like you're not gonna, the fact that I'm chewing and I'm breathing, I'm not gonna go and think about my like, oh, like I don't have to remember to breathe. But I do. Actually, I take that back. We do have to remember to breathe. Most people breathe really up high when they're stressed, and they have to remember to breathe deep. So we have these patterns that our brain does to keep us alive. We can swallow our saliva when we can eat, when we're, we can walk with, we can drive to work. Those are good automations. But the ones that just, stay here and don't notice, that's not working for us.
Yeah.
The ones that snap at our spouse or our kid or our colleague, those are probably not working for us. The ones that stay small in the meeting and don't voice our opinion and shrink or don't know how to take compliments, those aren't working for us. So we want to be more conscious of what our body's doing so that we can fix, like, I don't want to say fix, it's not the great word, so that we can break the patterns that don't work.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any closing thoughts?
Ooh, so many. Maybe I'll say the kind of people that really like working with me. I tend to work quite often with creatives or people that I get lots of neurodivergent clients. I get lots of people who have felt like they're too much. And my work lets them go, oh, I'm just fine the way I am. I just have to worry, like I have to work on working with my nervous system instead of against it.
Mhm.
So there's this like, this is actually just great, and I need some skills to make it work to my advantage. So those people really love this kind of work in my experience. I also work with leaders who are just, or people like high powered, they've made it to here and they're like, why am I still not feeling good? Why am I still doing dumb stuff that I just, and those people, especially the really high achieving ones, they really want to fix that. They want to feel their life again. They want to feel alive and have joy and and connect to themselves and realize what it is they want and get off the people pleaser train that's doing things for everyone else.
Mhm.
Women past 40 especially find this like, what's going on kind of moment, and men too. So people that want to reconnect, people that want to get off the hamster wheel, people that want to tap into this like really powerful body intelligence and are willing to do the practice. And they don't want to talk about like cancer stuff all the time. So that's not my lane.
Mhm.
We're not
Okay.
here to say, oh, this was terrible and blah, 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 blah. That might be true. And you can tell me a little bit. What are we going to do about it? Cool. Let's try this instead. And this is a solution that helps you move forward in the way you want. So if you are a solution focused, you like fast results, you like to be playful and experiment, I think everything deserves laughter. We're so serious in life, especially as we're trying to like do personal growth and healing. We're
Yeah.
serious, and I just have a little bit of fun and play and see what shape works for you and see how you can move through life with more air and ease and confidence and authenticity. So
Great. Oh, that sounds all wonderful. All right, Giant Builders, all of our contact information will be below. So please reach out to Christiana and learn your body,
yeah.
understand it, and be more relaxed in it.
Yeah. Figure out ways to connect to what you want and who you are and live authentically.
Mhm.
Thanks for playing with me, Lois.
Oh,
It's so
thank
much
you.
more
It was
fun when we
fun.
play.
Yeah. I actually do feel better, and I think the rest of the day is going to be a much easier process than the first half of the day. So,
So happy to hear that. Do it again before dinner, do it again before bed, and that your body keeps bringing it down to baseline of calm instead of spiked up in stress mode.
mhm.
So thank you everyone for showing up, and whoever played on the other side of the screen, I hope you liked it.
Yeah. All right, Giant Builders, see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.